Hey guys, welcome back to the Alpha Pack shop. This will be video 5 of the RZR build. And as you can see, I've been really busy. That's kind of why I haven't posted anything lately or filmed. I've been really busy cleaning up this shop so that me and Justin can work in here easily together without tripping over each other. So, yep, been really busy doing this. I hate cleaning the shop out. But I have literally spent about 2 weeks straight. I'm talking every day, cleaning this place out, going through everything, chunking stuff, organizing, you name it. But this will be my bay now. When you come through the door, I'll just pull everything to the right over here for me to work on. And then everything else can kind of be out here. And we'll set up a spot for Justin to work on things as well. But back to the RZR, which is while we're here, it's still been sitting here. Liam still has not driven it. I feel so bad about that. But I was waiting on a tool forever and some parts. But I got it in. So let's see what we got. I got this flex hone. I believe this is the 83 millimeter 320 grit. I do believe that's what it is. Yep, right here. 3 1/4 320 grit. There's the part number, flex hone. So that's what we're going to use to redo the cross hatching and just freshen up this cylinder. It won't take the nickel seal plating off. So once I clean this up, we'll do that. I've had the head sitting in vinegar this entire time. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, I really hope vinegar doesn't eat anything off of these and mess stuff up, because it's been in here a couple weeks. So hopefully, we don't run into any issues because of that. But I'm going to finish cleaning up the head, and then I will start putting everything back together in the head. Here's all my parts that I got in. We got new valves. I am going to run the old valves because they're still good. We got the lifters. And I told you one of these keepers was bad. So all we're going to be changing is the lifter here, the keeper, and the pistons and rings and, all that, the gaskets and whatnot and seals. So I have seal kit here, new seals and everything. I'm going to use this kit that came with the Nomura pistons. Here's the box that it came with. Here's the part number if anyone needs it. Top end rebuild kit from Nomura. Here you go. There it is. Hopefully it'll focus. All right. So that's what I've got, guys. So I'm going to get to cleaning these and getting everything ready to go back into the motor. And I'll come back whenever the head's all built and everything's ready to go in. All right, guys. So I went ahead and pulled the cylinders and they look good. I just need to do some new cross hatching and that'll be fine. These pistons though, on the other hand, right here, this one was on this backside, has skirt damage. I don't know how that happened, but we're gonna have to end up changing these out also, along with all these other little things. So new pistons to come as well. All right, check it out. I got the head done as far as getting all the valves and springs and all put back in. I cleaned it up really good. Here I had to use a new valve that was with the kit because the old valve, I couldn't spin it 180 degrees or 360 in this hole because it would bind up, and I cleaned it up as good as I could, but so then I stuck the new valve in there and tried spinning it, and it was fine and it fit in there perfect. So I went with the new one so I don't run into any issues down the road. One thing that did happen, guys, is all of the material that was on the guides, the valve guides, which is all up under here, got taken off. Either the vinegar or the rim cleaner that I used ate the outer metal material off of the valve guides, and it kind of worried me because it didn't look very good, And that much material coming off can let the first part that goes on the cups or the valve seal, it can allow it to shift some. I don't think it's going to give us an issue. The inner side was fine. I am not going to order new valve guides. Everything, like I said, looked okay. So we're going to run it. So if it does end up messing something up down the road, I'll just have to take the head back off and change out the guides. I don't think it'll hurt anything in the bottom end. So, yep, that's all done. Next, I'm going to clean this up and get it honed with that flex hone over there. And, yeah. Once this is honed out and cleaned up and everything's cleaned up, we should be ready to start throwing things back onto this engine. So I'll come back whenever the cylinders are ready to rock. All right, guys, so I was able to get the cylinders honed out with that flex hone I ordered. And came out pretty good. Cross hatchings there for the new pistons to seat good. Here's the new pistons, the new Muras. I just put the rings on it. Here's my little wrist pins and all. Here's my little tool to get it in the cylinders. So I'm about to install those after I oil them up into the cylinders, and then I'll get the motor over here ready for them. So I'll come back whenever this is installed. All right, guys, I got the cylinders prepped and ready to go onto the bottom end. And the wrist pins are just sitting in some oil, so they'll go in easily when I go to insert them. Hopefully this will be easy with one person. We'll see how that goes. And then I'll clean up all the bolts over here and, you know, get everything prepped to go in. But I'm gonna go to lunch, and then I'm gonna come back and do this. All right, guys, I'm back from lunch, and I went ahead and put the hydraulic lifters in. The third one here is the new one. Hopefully it'll mate to that cam easily and fine. I'm thinking we caught it in time. Went ahead and put the gasket on there, and I'm about to throw the piston and put the wrist pins in there and get those cylinders down on there. So that's what I'm about to throw on, and I'll come back whenever I'm putting on the top. All right, guys, check it out. Got the jug and the pistons installed. Got the clips put in. Didn't take too much effort, but I was able to get them in there and clock them at the 12 o'clock position. So, all right, we're ready for the head. So I'm gonna keep moving along. Check it out, guys. Got the motor put all the way together as far as the motor goes. So everything's torqued down, put back on, and I just got to throw some oil in it and a couple other little things, and then I'm going to see if she'll run. So my fingers are crossed. It's been a long time coming. I just hope, you know, I don't run into any other issues. So I'll come back whenever it's time to start cranking it over, and we'll see what she do. All right, guys, check it out. Got everything hooked back up, plumbed back up. I've cranked the motor a couple times just to get things flowing through there. I've got coolant in it. There's the bleeder screw right there. I bled the coolant. So when I come back, I've already primed the fuel pump. She should start right up when I come back from lunch. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully everything goes smooth. It sounds good when I crank it over, so I don't see why it shouldn't. So when I come back from lunch, we'll start it up for the first time after this top end rebuild. All right, guys, here we go. I put the radiator cap on just so water doesn't come out of there. I'm gonna try and get as much of this as I can. But here is the first start. Sorry about the lighting. I gotta have the door over there open. But here we go. And I'm gonna have to end up getting my foot up in here. Whoa, it's cranked right up, guys. Oh man, cranked right up. Sounds good too. Say to vary the throttle. into the heat cycle. As far as the fan should come on very soon, and then I'll shut it down and let it cool down to room temp. And then when it does that, then I can go on to the second stage of breaking in the engine. All right, guys, I just shut it down. We're gonna let it cool off before I move to the next step of the break-in procedure. Following John Talley's advice off of Partzilla's YouTube channel. That's who I actually watched to learn how to do a 900 rebuild. That's how I got my Ranger motor rebuilt, was watching John Talley work his magic on everything. So following his advice and following his instructions in his break-in video. So I'll post I'll put that in the description if y'all would like to go check that out. And so that's the process I am following to break this in properly so that the rings are seated and I don't have any issues down the road. So I'll come back when it's time to start it again. All right, guys, so I tried breaking the engine in and I'm not gonna be able to right now because it's not running right. Still between half and upper throttle, it is not seeming like it's like it's leaning out. So I think it's a fuel issue. So we're in the process of changing out the injectors, and I have a pump on the way, the whole unit. And then also up there, the sensor that's on the throttle, I'm gonna go ahead and change that, but I'll change them one by one so I'll know exactly what it was that was causing the issue. So once I figure that out, I will, film that and let y'all know what was up. And then also I have this front diff we're gonna have to figure out. It's throwing a check engine light still because of the front diff. And let me see if I can get it up here really quick for y'all. Here it is. There's the code. That's the front diff code, okay? 520207 and a 5 underneath. If any of y'all have ever had that code, please let me know what you did to fix it. I've tried everything on the forums. I've tried it all. So, I mean, I don't even want to get into that right now. I don't have time for that. So, it's not going to hurt it from running. So, we're going to get the running issue figured out first. Get the motor broken in properly and make sure everything's good with the engine. And then, once that's all said and done and good to go, the front diff will be addressed. So, I will come back when it's time for all that. Y'all take it easy.